Welcome to Never Shut Up. What up, homie? Boy, sometimes you just reminisce. Thank y'all for watching this show and for all the comments, all the support, all the love. The channel is growing. Brinks TV is popping. We have some tremendous press releases. Maybe we get one out this Thursday, but certainly we get approval this week to release 1, 2, 3 partnerships that we have. That emoji is going to happen, obviously. Well, we have a tremendous show today. Why? Because you're here, I'm here, and that's what we do. But let's start off with what I'm up to. So yesterday, the LA Chargers and Pacifico came to my crib and filmed an episode of Pad Crashers. I know. It ain't MTV Cribs, but you know your boy was on that before too. Y'all got to check my episode of MTV Cribs out, I think 22 years ago, something, with Russell Simmons and myself. Russell Simmons and me, same episode. So obviously, he went first segment, second segment, and saved me like a commercial break, but I got my crib in there as well. It was a great episode. My daughter at the time was like 2 or 3 years old, and everybody was clowning me because she was hanging on my side view mirrors and trying to do pull-ups while I'm over there trying to show my crib off. Amazing, because she's 24 now, so that lets you know how crazy long ago that was. So yesterday they came over to do that version of a former Charger. They call us legends. I love that. When you retired, you get better than you were when you played, right? A Charger legend, Marcellus Wiley, and they're going around my crib, and I'm the second episode, which is great, right? I'm not the second best Charger ever, but I'm the second episode they ever did. And we all know who they did first, LT. I saw his Pad Crasher, 2 million views and counting, right? Let's just say my crib don't look like his. LT's crib is insane. I don't even want to give away any of the particulars, but go watch Pad Crashers with LT, then you know what I'm talking about. He lives in Texas, though. Just remind y'all, he lives in Texas. No state tax, and let's just say you can stretch your dollar a little more, and it shows with his crib. Mind-blowing. What else happened? My wife had that interview with those executives. It went well. It went so well that maybe by the end of the week, I can finally tell you what's happening in Wiley world. But not yet. But basically, the ball is on the 1-yard line, and it's first and goal. And she better get in the end zone, damn it, or I'm about to go crazy in these stands. But she's killing it with the executives, and we're that close. Other than that, we kind of had a pre-celebration dinner. Since my mother-in-law is in town, we got a built-in babysitter. Took her to catch steak. And if you guys are familiar with LA and our dining scene, Catch Steak is the new hot spot. It's where everybody goes, right? So I literally pull up and I'm kind of not nervous, but like them hot spots. My wife made a reservation an hour before. I'm like, man, let's just be careful. Why we got to go to that spot? Let's just go to our normal pub down the street and just get it in. So we go to the hot spot and we get there and literally this guy calls out my name. He's like, that dude, what's up? And he was the doorman. And like a lot of ladies know, if the doorman your homie, oh, you good that night, right? So he's like, that dude, what's up, baby? Ain't seen you in a while. Long story short, his name is Marcus. I got love for him. I'm supposed to talk to his kids. He said he slid in my DMs before, and tried to holler about talking to the kids. Now we're in contact. I'm going to be out there in Carson talking to the kids. All right, let's get into the show right now with our daily Morant moment. This just in our daily Morant topic. I am not piling on. I'm not trying to kill my dog, but he is famous. He is great at what he does, and this story just evolves. The saga continues. So here's the update. Ja Morant will be away from the Grizzlies indefinitely. That's not good to hear. He's entering a counseling program. That's good to hear in Florida, and there's no timetable for his return. Now, I think it's callous if you did put a timetable on it. So there may be one. They just don't want to say there is one because obviously y'all don't want y'all championship opportunity to go bye-bye this year because Memphis was balling this year, right? So we're going to get him some counseling, let him understand his ways, and hopefully come back a better man. Let's not forget that Ja Morant is not only a man, but a father. He has a child. So all of this stuff is playing out for us to consume, but that baby's gonna grow up. And with the internet, whatever you did, they can retrieve. And you do not want to stain the brain of that baby without knowing how great their daddy was in sports and as great as he can be off the court. Because right now, he's losing that competition off the court. So, made me think about the times I've been to counseling. I was brought to tears, and outside of death, outside of my best friend dying, my mother dying, this was the deepest, like the most pulling emotional moment I've had in my life. It's like top 5 for sure. And it was when I was talking to my counselor, and you know, you go to counselor, I got this problem, I got this problem, I got this problem, and everybody else is the problem usually, right? That's day one. You telling everybody about everyone else and what they did to you and what you feel like. Then you evolve in that counseling session from just pointing the finger to starting to look into yourself. And then you, if you have a good counselor, you'll come to a summation that is really a balance between, yeah, some messed up shit happened to you, right? And you are causing some of this messed up stuff. So you kind of get into that, and then you can continue if you want. I remember when my counselor looked at me after everything I had told him, everybody else's fault. Okay, some of that I did. He said, Marcellus, these 2 words that brought me to tears. He said, you won. I said, what? He said, you won. You won. And I was like, what? Like right now, I'm about to cry again. It's crazy because he's like, he knew me. He was like, dude, you have nothing else to prove, just to achieve. You have nothing else to prove, just achieve it. Like, you won, man. You came from it. You did it. You're there. What are you doing? What are you trying to prove? John Morant, I hope he hears that. I hope that counselor in there gets him to a place where it's like, hey, young man, all this thug life in or this little gangster stuff or whatever you're trying to represent, you won. You have nothing left to prove. Just achieve. Just go out there and be the greatest version of yourself every time we see you. Nothing left to prove, right? And another thing that hit me when I was in counseling was that you get most upset with the things that you see that you're guilty of as well. And I never put that together. He was like, the stuff you see out there, you all mad about, he's like, you know you're guilty of that as well. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, because you do it too. That's why you can even recognize it. He said it wouldn't even be in your scope if you weren't participating in it to some degree. And I was like, damn, that's real. He went through my history from before when I used to cheat on every girl I was with, like high school, college, and all that. And he was like, yeah, you used to hate them because you were a cheater. And I was like, you're right. I used to, every girl, as soon as I meet them, hey, who you been with? And then after that, trying to figure out who I knew, then I was like, all right, don't cheat on me. Don't cheat on me. Don't you disrespect me like that. And it was really, I was trying to beat him to the punch almost, like, because I knew I was a cheater. So long story short, man, for John Morant, hey, big dog, you won. Now let's go out there and keep winning. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, oh, it's Steph Curry time. Steph Curry on the Shot Boys. Speaking of a winner, woo, he trash talked my dog, my homie CP3. And I gotta admit, it was pretty fresh. Let's get into the Steph Curry trash talk next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Got to call us, got to tell us. Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley, just chilling here with you guys and want to talk about Steph Curry talking trash to Chris Paul. You know him, the mouthpiece spitter himself, Steph Curry. That dude always spitting out his mouthpiece. Golly, why wear it if you don't want to wear it? Yesterday, though, he hit him. He hit him with a Suge Knight. He hit him with a Death Row Records. Oh, Chris Paul, that's the dog, though. That's my homie, but he had to take this one. Steph Curry, guarded by Chris Paul, out there by the three-point line. There's some, then he tries to come inside. Chris Paul all over and somebody else, big man, maybe Ayton, try to get in there. Steph Curry and one makes the layup with the mouthpiece. You know him, always dangling. He said, this ain't 2014 no more. what? This ain't 2014 no more. Oh, he clowning that Lob City. He clowning that. And it made me think, damn, where were they in 2014 versus where they are now? Because Steph Curry like, hey, bruh, one, you can't guard me like you used to guard me, old man, basically clowning. But two, oh, what a difference a day makes. In this case, what a difference 9 years makes. Because let's go through the resumes from 2014 to, oh my God, what has happened? At that time, CP3 was already all NBA first team 4 times. And let's just be real, I don't think he's gonna make all NBA first team ever again. But so he's 4 times when Steph Curry was 2014 talking about, right? Reigning All-Star MVP, and also he was in his 10th year in the league. Steph Curry in 2014 only made 1 All-Star at that time and didn't have a championship ring. Steph Curry now, oh my God, he has 4 championship rings, 2-time NBA MVP, so he got all of that after it, and he's a 9-time All-Star. That means 8 more since then. Regular season record for three-pointers, scoring leader, most threes in history, Warriors all-time leading scorer. Okay, now let's get some other layers before we chop this up. He's also gotten a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot more physical, a lot tougher. Let's be real. The ankles have held up. And this is not the first time they've been back and forth in their conversation of beef, right? All right, he probably went at him because CP3 made fun of Steph's shimmy. Y'all remember that? In 2018, did the shimmy. And he wouldn't let Curry, CP3, practice on the court the year after 2019. Vaguely remember that, but did my research. I'm like, oh, so they've been doing this, you know, a death by 1,000 paper cuts a little bit. Slice you over here, slice you over there, and then you hit me with the, oh, you clowning the shimmy too? Now, this ain't 2014 no more. Woo! Man, that's some fire right there. Because what can you say if you Chris Paul, like Steph Curry been on a run? This ain't even a run. This is like this, honey, I'm going out for a jog and never come back home. Like, this dude just is going. Where you going, Steph? Like, Steph Curry trying to crack the top 10, being real. And there is a conversation of him being in the top 10. I think he's still on the outside of that. You guys tell me in the comments, but he's not in my top 10 yet. But then it's like, in terms of impact, like, I don't know a kid alive that doesn't want to be Steph Curry. My son, who is always my litmus test, he tells me, Daddy, LeBron James is the best basketball player ever. And he says it like matter of fact. I'm like, why? I agree, but why do you say that? Because we learned about him in school. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, did you guys learn about Michael Jordan? Yeah, but they said LeBron's better. And that's it. Like, don't ask another question, Daddy. I was like, damn, they over here brainwashing these kids in LA. LeBron's the king, right? But then, where does Steph Curry fit in that conversation? Oh, my son and all his friends. Everything they do, they want to be like Steph. You know how we grew up, we were like Kobe. Now they all Steph Curry. They wearing all the neon and Under Armour everywhere. It's crazy. But I've had some interactions with Steph. I actually did a documentary with Steph that should be released sometime this year. We'll see when that comes out. But he used to come on Sports Nation. And I remember asking him, I think on air and off air, I was like, dog, for real, how do you shoot? And he was like, well, everyone shoots different. I was like, duh, fool, I know that. I don't shoot like you. I said, tell me, how do you shoot? I want to learn like you. And the only thing I remember is that he got a tattoo somewhere, like a little arrow or something, that he says that does something for him in the aim maybe. But he said, these 2 fingers go through the net. And I started doing it, and I was like, that ain't helping me. I was still missing and missing. But I think live on air, we had a shooting contest. And guess who won? I beat Steph Curry in a shooting contest. Now, I will admit it was rigged or it wasn't 10 feet on an NBA court. But still, Steph Curry shouldn't lose even throwing trash in a wastebasket to me. But he lost that time. It's just good to see that he has realized so much of that potential that Mark Jackson, remember early? Mark Jackson with the bad ankles, Mark Jackson said, best shooting duo in NBA history, Splash Brothers. And everyone laughed at him at that moment. Everyone clowned him at that time. And look what it became. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, Steph, that's disrespectful. Look what it's still becoming. Like, he is still rolling. Dog won the MVP. Like, This dude is next level. And that beef between him and Chris Paul, God, I'm in the locker room. I can't lie, even though Chris my dog, he winning that one by a lot. And imagine, Chris had the lead. Had Lob City, had it all, it felt like, in 2014. But perseverance, once again, keeping your head down. Oh, keep clowning, keep joking, whatever that may be. Now, Chris Paul is on the team this year that could win it all. Let's be real. Kevin Durant comes back in the playoffs. That team is loaded as well. It's going to be fun to see them go at it this year. And now there's a little more spice in that recipe because we know that they have not forgotten their rivalry from Golden State, Clip City, Chip City. And now we're going to see what happens when CP3 sees them in the playoffs, hopefully. Man, what'd he say again? This ain't 2014 no more. Golly, that one hurt. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, let's talk about the Raiders and Jimmy G to the Raiders. Wait a minute, people clowning that. They saying, is that an upgrade or a downgrade over Derek Carr? Let's discuss that next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Yay, yay. Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. Let's go to Vegas. I remember yesterday we said we were going to Green Bay. Nobody wanted to go. Hey, man, get off me, dog. Everybody want to go to Vegas. Hell yeah. Something about Vegas, it just whispered to you, hey, let's mess around. Let's do something crazy. Let's fuck around. Let's just go get it. Let's live our childhood dreams. I'm like, no, I just landed. I'm about to go to the liquor store and I'm going to a casino and hopefully don't choke on the cigarette smoke. It's crazy. Vegas just brings it out of you. I don't give a damn who you are. Whatever animal you got caged up, Vegas got the keys. It's like, hey, baby, how you doing? Then they pump that oxygen in them damn rooms. You ain't going to sleep. Humans are not supposed to be up over like 18, 20 hours because after that, you just going to act a fool. And I know me, when I'm in Vegas, even with the wife, it's Donkey Kong. I'm acting up. All right, let's talk about Jimmy G because he's going to be out there. And obviously, Jimmy G, his old fine ass. Like, Jimmy G is a fine dude. Like, I don't care how masculine you are. I don't care what. Every dude I know grades themselves versus other dudes in terms of looks. You know why? You got to know the competition. This ain't about, oh, man, you weak, you soft, you a punk, you gay. And shut up. It's about, dog, when I step in the spot, who I got to battle? Like, when I used to go out, Tyrese used to be out sometimes. Boris Kojo. Like, man, I can't compete. But then I got to do other things, right? More bottles, please, to keep up with them cuties over there, I guess. So that's what Jimmy GQ is going to deal with in Vegas. But he's going to play for the Raiders. The question is really, is this an upgrade from Derek Carr or a downgrade? One fan was quoted as saying that Raiders really got rid of Derek Carr to downgrade to Jimmy G. Well, let's talk about the deal first. 3 years, $67.5 million, $34 million guaranteed. That's a damn good deal for Jimmy G. Why? How? Because Jimmy G can't stay healthy, right? Even last year when he wasn't the starter and you came in as a backup, your ass got hurt. Even when you were in New England way back in the days how it all started, Tom Brady, 4-game suspension. Jimmy G, come play these 4 games. Let us go 4-0. You go back on the bench, you're going to get paid next year. Well, he still got paid that next year, but Jimmy G got hurt in those 4 games. I think he only started 2 of them. Like, this dude just stay hurt. And I know what it is to be injury prone, so I'm actually sympathetic to him. But you can see right now, this is a good deal and a good situation for Jimmy G. Reunited with Josh McDaniels, you gotta love that. And when Jimmy G is healthy, will y'all stop playing? It is clear that he is better than Derek Carr. Why? Let's start with the team success. Jimmy G has been to a Super Bowl before, right? Jimmy G has been in the NFC Championship game, 3 times? Like, Jimmy G, when he's healthy, when he's on there, It's not the prettiest. Well, his face is. But his game is not the prettiest in terms of like, oh, yeah, that looks like a top 5 quarterback. It ain't Justin Herbert out there. But he gets the results. Greater than Justin Herbert, even though I know Herbert's a better quarterback. And Herbie's my guy. And he's top 5, and don't even argue me on that one. It's still a difference between someone who looks the part and plays the part, but someone who just makes the play better. You know, like Jimmy G just makes the entire production better. Somehow, some way. They're greater than a sum of their parts with Jimmy G when he's healthy. But it's a roll of the dice. Vegas pun intended. Because the gamble is ability versus availability. Didn't y'all love this in school when you learned the roots of words? Because I used to just, you get these compound words and, multi-syllable words and all stuff. You just think it's a word. You don't think that somebody really thought back and was like, ability, availability. I was like, oh, you combined them too? And I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? And Jimmy G, with all that ability he has, compromises himself and his value because of his lack of availability. You just can't trust it. I remember coaches coming up to me, especially offensive coordinators. I played with some great ones too, like a Norv Turner. And more than an athlete that can just go out there and score a touchdown anytime, but also mess up the next play, they want consistency. More than consistency, they call it reliability. Another ability, right? Boy, they were smart back in the days when they put these words together, right? And they want someone they can count on. When we call this play, we know what's going to happen. We know your level of execution. They prefer that guy, a B-plus guy, over a A-plus guy that all of a sudden is going to give you an F on the next test because that guy's going to ride the wave. You just can't trust him. He's not reliable. One thing about Jimmy G is he's reliable. He has reliability. Just doesn't have the greatest availability. So when you start to believe in him, you start to trust on him, he's going to cheat on you. He's going to get hurt. He's not going to come home. He's going to be in the ice tub. You're going to be sitting there like, damn it, here we go again, to another backup situation. That's why the terms were a lot lower for a potential franchise quarterback. Is it a good fit? Looks like it. Devontae Adams is like, Devontae Adams got an interesting take. He's like, first of all, if you have not been blowing me up in the last 3 weeks, do not hit me now asking about Jimmy G and what I feel about this trade. Like, don't even think about it. Don't even ask me about picking him up. And I thought that was funny because it shows me 2 things. One, Devontae Adams does not want to be bothered. Y'all stay off this dude's phone. And 2, he just want to ball. He just want to ball, not be bothered. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's straight focus. Because I told people last year, oh, he's going to Vegas just for Derek Carr. I don't know if another man is that damn locked in step with somebody else to the point where they going to just move cross country just because of another dude and, oh, we went to college together. That sounds cute. Obviously, there's more to the equation than that. It was the fact that it was Las Vegas, no state tax, Derek Carr, who you were familiar with, you knew he could sling it, but also it's the Raiders and that brand. Like, you're in Vegas. NIL money for the pros if you want to go there, basically. Like, that's a huge hot bet. All of a sudden, he didn't have that Taco Bell commercial in Green Bay, did he? Tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all know I ain't wrong. Like, he popping up everywhere, Devontae Adams. And even though it seemed like a little bit of a struggle this year for them to get on the same page, the numbers were fine. Devontae Adams survived that. And you think he's going to go with Derek Carr? He's leaving New Orleans? Hell nah. He's sitting still, right? And he's sitting still and getting him a better quarterback. The thing is, will the quarterback always be on the field with him? That's the conversation. That's the gamble, and we'll see where those dice lie. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, oh, it's time to go full episode. And the NBA right now, they're trying to make sure the players play and no load management. If not, they're taking things away from them. Let's discuss what those things are next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV. See you tomorrow, Reese TV. Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. Full episode right now, raw, real time. Let's do it. Well, the NBA is trying to do something along with the NBPA. That never flowed to me, NBPA. Like what? Like the NFLPA, oh, yeah. NBPA, sounds like a little fake bowling league or something. All right, the NBA and the NBPA are moving closer to agreeing to a rule that players must play in a minimum number of games to be eligible for major awards such as MVP. Oh, they trying to legislate. Hey, y'all playing or y'all not getting what y'all want in terms of accolade. I like this. So we're now having a conversation of awards versus rewards. They sound alike, but they're different. Remember that? What was that? Homonyms? Remember that? I was like 8th grade. Like, there's a homonym. This sounds like, oh, that's cool. Shut up, teacher. All right, so awards versus rewards. And will it work? I'm here to tell the NBA right now that if a guy has committed to load management, he doesn't care about the awards. He just cares about the rewards. You get it? He cares about his money and he cares about a championship. He does not care if you're going to just name him MVP or any of the other awards you give out. Let me tell you why. These guys walk around and put their hands on the Bible to the fact that they don't even believe fully in the MVP, right? How many times you heard this? Jordan should have won it every single year. Oh, man, Nash should have never won it over Kobe, right? Oh, they're going to give it out 3 times in a row and it's going to be Jokic? Like, all of that. They already taking shots at the MVP. Because they were like, if Jordan didn't get it all the time when he was in his prime, or Kobe or LeBron did, it's like, whatever. It's a traveling trophy. We know that. The MVP especially, they looking to say, all right, who qualifies? Okay, now, one more tier higher, who qualifies that hasn't won it? Damn it. All right, forget it. Give it to him again because this sounds great. And I think the players, they certainly see behind the veil. They're not being fooled by, oh, wow, the MVP, because it's just lost some of its luster. And you can't put a carrot like that in front of a guy. Think about what you're asking him. Oh, you're hurt or you're just load managing, but I want you to risk that, whatever that schedule is for you to go out there and just play as hard as you can and hopefully win the one award that you're going to qualify for. Or get your rest, make sure your body's fine and you're healthy, and go out there and get paid and get a championship. Let me see. I could get paid and a championship over here. Taking my time too because I'm contemplating. Let me see. Or I could get an MVP. Man, get your ass. What? This is not going to work. This is not the carrot you dangle in front of the guys. Play more, play harder, play longer, and you can get the MVP. Man, look, it's 450 of us. One of us going to get the MVP. But a lot of us could get paid. And a few of us could get a championship because it's what, 15 guys per team? Oh, man, it doesn't make sense. So it takes me back to a Suge Knight comment, actually, which is crazy about this. Awards versus rewards, right? Because a lot of times it's basically rich and famous. Rich or famous, right? And I remember Suge Knight did some interview. And he was at a hamburger stand doing the interview. And he said, I think it was, quote, I want to be rich, not famous. I want to be able to go to this hamburger stand without being bothered, but can buy everything here. And that's crazy, right? Have you ever had that conversation? I want to be rich or famous. Because everybody says, of course, rich and famous. But the fame part could be a problem, right? You all of a sudden can't do the things you want to do. I've been around some superstars before, hanging out with superstars before. Told you just like the other day I was with Lil Wayne. The other day was Said the Entertainer. These guys are bigger than me, right? By far. And when you're out with them, there are perks, a lot of perks. And then there's a lot of problems too. You be like, dog, you can't just go to the bathroom. You got to alert people. It's so funny. They got to text somebody to tell them what they about to do to make sure it's clear to do it. They can't enter the same way all the time, etc. So rich or famous. Basically, I think the NBA is almost asking these players, do you want the accolade to make you famous? Or do you want to do what's best for you to make you rich, which is play well, be healthy, and win a championship. It's just an interesting way that the NBA is trying to now motivate their players. I just don't think it's going to work. Those guys who are committed to it, Kawhi, you could say maybe LeBron to some degree of late, these injuries that we know he's like, what is he, like a Decepticon? He's like indestructible. You can't mess with him. But at the same time, of late, foot here, foot there, ankle there, like vague injuries just to maybe buy him some rest. I'm not sure. But if you're committed to load management, or now you're going to rip up those plans because the commissioner said, hey, you can't win unless you play X amount of games. No MVP for you. Them cats are like, so what? Y'all already done rigged the MVP against me. Ain't going to win even if I play 82 games. Well, you know how we end the show every single day. Let's get into a Wileyism. Here's a Wileyism that is interesting. And it talks about if you want to attain something in this world, right? The price of getting anything is paying attention. The play on it is the price to getting anything, pay attention. Interesting. I swear, the race starts with who is paying attention, and then the second quarter of the race is who's coming with intention. Like everything that I've ever been able to do starts with pay attention to it. Like I remember growing up in class and my boys wanted to clown and talk during the class, or just never were focused, distracted. Back of the class telling jokes. Remember those triangles we used to build and playing football? Your boys, we used to play like this. We really used to like this, NFL, CFL. Cats used to play the game. We been back, and then I was like, man, I ain't gonna be back here with y'all long. I only went back there really when I was finished my work. But man, y'all ain't doing jack back here. Talking about everybody. They didn't pay attention. So if you don't pay attention, how in the hell are you ever gonna come with intention? That's how you start to make the things come to life. So I learned a long time ago that that's the price you gotta pay. Like really be into it. Then start to put your signature on it. Because attention is invention, as I always tell you guys. Don't just be there, be present. And that's with raising kids. That's with your job. That's when you're out on a date. Like, don't just be there. Man, if I see another couple on a date doing this, like me and my wife do. Hey, you can't do that in the beginning. You got to do that at the end once y'all married. Like me and my wife. This is my wife and I every time. Oh, what'd you say? And my wife ordering food for me. Baby, you want it or not? Yes. Like, of course. I'm ordering too, damn it. That's what I'm doing. Filet mignon. Oh, man. So if you want something, man, there's no science to this in terms of like you going this way, going that way. There is a science to it if you just stick to the script. Like you go over there, you do your own thing, go rogue. No science over there, brother. Stick to the script, attention, intention, invention. All of a sudden, you're going to have exactly what you want in the real dimension. That'll do it for Never Shut Up today. Oh, man, I look forward to y'all comments because y'all crazy. Oh, it was fun today. I don't know what's going on the rest of the day, but you know tomorrow, that's how I start off the show, let you know. Hopefully we have some big news to unveil for you all. Thanks for watching your boy on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reese TV, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Get your merch, get your shirt, MarcellusWileyShop.com, BrinksTV.com. We here. See you tomorrow.